Hello. Vlog number 3 for the day. Actually, I think it's vlog number 16 overall. It's just a huge accomplishment. I just want to, the scripture that comes to mind is trust in you, Lord, with all my heart and lean not on my own understanding. Instead, in all of my ways, I acknowledge you, Lord, and you, Lord, are directing my path. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5-6. And for me, on a Sunday morning, I woke up at 8. That was the time I wanted to wake up at. And to take time and invest time in the vlogs, what he'd like me to discuss, and doing the vlogs and going over them before we put them out. I acknowledge him. I'm so grateful. This is a miracle in my life for me to be this accountable and to stick by my priorities, and for the Sabbath not to be like, not even just the Sabbath, my mind frame of selfishness. That's what it's set up for. That's our human condition, is selfishness, I, pride and ego. So for my commitment and dedication to the Lord and his healing, and that it's him and me, that makes me willing and able to obey him, to do these vlogs this morning, to have all 3 of them done, to accomplish all 3 of them before it even hits 12 p.m. All glory, praise, and honor be yours, Lord, now and forevermore. And it's just all that much more acknowledgement that this is his will for my life, that I enjoy this and it does come naturally. And it is such a blessing to me, and I hope to you. And this is how important it is to him, to get this out to you, to be there for you and to support you and to love you, and that we're in all of this together one day at a time. So ending on a really, really positive and encouraging note. And my last video today is going to be about my relationship with Britt. I just wanted to give you some background on our relationship. I think that's really important, because in our videos, we've come so far, but for the grace of God, we are where we are today. And to be able to live this dream and blessing of doing the videos together and sharing him through us. But it hasn't always been like that. Excuse me. That's like the farthest thing from what it's been like. Britt and I have had an extremely difficult and painful past, especially in regards to being twins. So I really wanted to make sure that you were aware of that, so that you have some understanding of what it was like for us in the past and what we've had to work through, and now what it's like for us, as you get to see in the videos. So just briefly, I'm just going to explain. So before COVID, we've had a very tumultuous past, just riddled by the enemy's attacks and his lies. And we're not close. And for me, it was codependency. As much as that's the only thing I wanted, was her in my life and a relationship with her. It was very unhealthy. I put a lot of pressure on her and had so many expectations. I was unaware of it, though, for many years, that it was codependency. It's not. It's only because of coming into recovery and doing recovery work that I was able to discern what is healthy and what was unhealthy, and where I played a huge part in my suffering. Um, so I'm very grateful for that healing and that learning and that growing. And COVID, we definitely took a shift in our relationship, a new chapter. And, but as I had been reading, but as soon as you have a spiritual victory, it's very common to be attacked by the enemy. And I believe that's something that did happen. And as a result, something, life happened. Britt became pregnant. She also ended up coming to live with me, her and the baby. And that was also a very difficult and challenging time for us. A very difficult, I'm going to speak for myself in this, a very difficult and challenging time for myself. It was of the past for sure. We were definitely going through a lot of themes and patterns that we had experienced in our past. So when I thought it was going to be the time that I was hoping for and been praying for, we put the work in and we were going to experience the closeness in the Lord. Again, no, it was a time of attack and a time of trial and a time of suffering and pain. And then Britt moved out, her and the baby and her boyfriend. And again, I was thinking, okay, this is it. This is the time. And then I found out there was another baby on the way. And initially, I was selfish. And I thought, there it goes again. There goes the opportunity of her and I. And that's selfishness. That's pride. That's me, childishness. So I was able to recognize that very quickly. I was aware of what was happening. And that's where I was working through my own personal trauma. And that's where I had to take a bit of a break. That's where boundaries are important. I was being triggered. And that's not about the other person. That's about me. And what do I have to do to make things better for me? That's the only place that I have control. But for the grace of God and my priority of my healing, that's always been his calling for my life, his plan for me, healing, and then my relationship with the Holy Trinity. And through that healing and relationship, I'm able to do his will for me on this earth. And everything is coinciding with going back to work and my relationship with Britt and my own internal healing and his will for my life externally. All the timing's really coming together. And I was able to let go of my expectations. And humility is a big one, acceptance. And seeing the good, leaving the rest, and love. What are the benefits that I'm getting to experience? I've been in this for quite some time. So it's taking the time when he nudges me and him saying, this is what's happening. This is what we need to do. Him and I, and any other support he's putting in my life. And then I get to experience what he has on the other side for me. And things look different now. They're not going to be what I thought they were going to be. But biblically, he says they're going to be better. And my gosh, have they been? To be able to let go of those expectations that were so rooted in the past, and to let go as he's healed me of the hurt and pain and the enemy's attacks and lies. I get to experience all his love in the now and what he has for Britt and I in the now. and all the good things that we get to experience, all the good things that I get to experience in our little family, which is Britt and her boyfriend and Edith and our new one that's on his way really, really soon within the next week or two. I'll keep you up to date. And I get to focus on it's not what I receive, but what I get to be of service to, how I can give back, because does she ever need me right now? And I'm healed enough, and that is God's will for me, that I get to be of service to her and be there for her and support her in her time of need. And just as he has been there for me, and I am getting my needs met in our relationship because we're spending time together, and I get to see all the benefits of being in relationship with her and the good things that we get to experience one day at a time. So I'm so grateful for the maturity, and I'm so grateful for my continued hope and faith in the growing of our relationship. And as our videos progress, you're going to get to experience that firsthand with us. And I'm so grateful for that. That makes me so excited. And it just brings me back to thy will, not mine, be done. So I hope these videos have been very insightful for you this week, very impactful, as I know they have been for me. And I look forward to our next videos next week. Tomorrow's Monday, so very soon. And I'm just sending you all the best vibes, all of my love to you. You're in my thoughts and in my prayers, and we're in this together. So much love and blessings. God bless. Bye now.